All right. Hi there. Crystal here with the AJ team.
Alan Johnson. I got the phone number.
Put that out.
With the AJ team. What's up, guys?
Hey, we're going to come to you today just to kind of talk a little bit more about what does it mean to downsize. So we've gotten plenty of calls in the last couple of weeks from individuals who are looking to downsize from their large single family house where they raise multiple children, but those children are on their way out or are already left. And they want to know, like, what does it look like to downsize? And so, of course, we have a list of questions that we think that you should ask yourself or your closest professional, the AJT, when you want to consider downsizing. So, Alan, I got some questions for you.
Okay, go.
Okay. So, what should people be thinking about when they're considering a downsize? How important is the type of space?
Yeah, so people are normally looking. We have a lot of people are like, I live in a single family home. I want to stay in a single family.
Yeah.
When they also want to save money. And they're selling their home at a certain rate, and then they don't realize that the price of the home they're going to purchase is probably going to be more expensive. Right. So you got to be open to all different types of living,
Yeah.
um, condos. Like there's some nice condos where it doesn't feel like a condo building. I think sometimes you got to go see these places before you start making decisions on what you don't want. Right. Villas. There are some really cool villa communities in Prince William County that I think are in play for people who want to downsize. The couple of that come to mind is Potomac Shores. Some of the Four Seasons 55 plus have some nice villas. I think all of those are in play.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people say I want no stairs, but sometimes they're cool with limited stairs, right? Maybe they just don't want to have stairs to their bedroom and to their main level living, but
Yeah.
the loft upstairs where the other people might come stay might have stairs. And then just realize like single level living in anywhere in the DMV is expensive.
Yeah.
Right. It just doesn't matter where you look. And oftentimes it's dating because there are no new single level homes, not as many new single level homes that are out there. So those are the things that you want to kind of think about when it comes to space. Don't limit yourself. Look at everything and just get a feel because one condo situation or villa situation may be very different than another. If you haven't seen it, you shouldn't be limited.
Yeah. They think they should take into consideration what they want their lifestyle to be.
Yeah, there's a client that moved to Belmont Bay and they're in their 70s and they didn't want to necessarily be in a 55 plus community.
Yeah.
They're vibrant. They wanted a lot of different people around them, right? So for them, that was, it was the type of living. It wasn't necessarily the type of people
Yeah.
that dictated it. Do you want to live close to loved ones, right? You know, is that lifestyle conducive to you getting closer to your loved ones or them getting closer to you? And then, some people, you got these big houses and you just can't host it the way that
Yeah.
you want to host it. So it was cool. One of our clients said they were selling I think they sold like a $1.4 million house and they were going into a condo and they were going to gift a portion of their proceeds to their daughter so that they could get a bigger house so that they could host
Yeah.
events, right? So they could kind of pass the torch. And I think sometimes a lot of people wait to leave that type of stuff to them, but that was a really
Yeah.
smart way of thinking about it. Like, hey, we've done our bid.
Yeah.
And we were going to give you some of this money anyway. Let me go ahead and give you some of this money so you can be the person else from now.
Yeah. That's good.
Mhm.
That's good. Um, and what type of budget considerations should people make when they think about downsizing?
Yeah, just from the clients and the friends and family that we work with, do you want this to be a cash? Do you want, the property you're moving into to not have a mortgage, so you're going to buy it in all cash, right?
Yeah.
Or do you want to have a small mortgage, right?
Mhm.
Or are you just gonna, mitigate with a larger down payment? There was again another client who was still getting pretty good retirement income. And they were like, hey, I gotta have a mortgage because I need the write-off. I'd rather take this money and put it into a bigger interest-bearing account
Yeah.
or put it into the stock market and let it continue to grow because I need the actual write-offs that my house has. So I think that's a financial conversation
Yeah.
that some people need to have. Some people are like, oh, I'm going to pay all cash. I'm not going to have a mortgage, but then their tax basis goes up.
Yeah.
And that extra, you know, $1,000 a month that they're paying in taxes because they got a good retirement, you might as well just got a small mortgage or bought something a little bit bigger. It's just you got to think through things like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then as it relates to when to start, like what would you tell people about timing, right? We get a lot of people who are like, yeah, I'm going to retire in August of 2027.
Right.
When should I get started? Like, what do you tell them about timing?
It comes from experience. So, guys, all the things that we tell you, we have seen. We're not just telling you hyperbole. We're telling you about clients that we've helped, people that we've helped. We've seen their experiences and their experiences that we want you guys to learn from. So, the first thing is start before you have to move. Going through situations where I've seen family, I've seen people. No one can time when your life is going to require you to live in your house different. Like that comes quick, right? So you really need to be prepared, honestly, like 3 to 4 years before that even has a possibility of happening, right? Because it's so much when it happens that you just won't like everything changes at that point, like
Yeah.
financially, relationally, emotionally, like
Yeah.
all of it changes. So you can't be making a real estate decision in that moment. And then imagine you having to make a real estate decision after something like that is happening. Like,
Yeah.
right. And I read it was a book. It said that I think it said that the people from I believe 75 to 85, they were more likely to die from a fall
Mm.
than like a lot of other like things that people think that you would die from.
Yeah.
Right. It was crazy. It was a crazy number.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you should be moving the 10 years before that. You
Yeah.
should be thinking about moving between like honestly like 62 to 67 is probably that sweet spot. That's when
Yeah.
my parents moved into a single level living. And it's really helped us, to have them settled in a place where we know that they can age in place.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a great point. I think that a lot of times, yeah, people start a little bit too late when it comes down to needing to downsize into a space. So starting early is always going to be to your best benefit.
Yeah. And just think about like it's really like do a cursory search of like trying to find like a place to retire in the DMV. You will see how hard it is.
Yeah.
It's not enough inventory. Everyone who's had to move, who's just wasn't flush with cash, had to be flexible. And they had to start looking outside of an area that they thought they would buy it.
Yeah.
Right. So you're not alone when it comes to these things, but it is a conversation you can't keep kicking the can down the road because you got to have these conversations, sooner rather than later.
Yep. So if you are thinking about downsizing and you're here in the DMV or really anywhere around the country and the world, we have a group of great real estate partners that we can get you with, even if you're leaving the area. But if you're planning to stay in the area, give us a call. Go ahead and shoot us a message. You can jump into our DMs and let us know if you're ready to have a conversation, and we can schedule a quick 15-minute call.
Yep.
All right.
You have the dream.
We have the address.
And we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Need some water?
So it's like getting long.
Actually, I don't.
Mm-hmm.